to the PocketNeurobics installation video covering the Pocket A3 and the pendant range of products. Here we see the kit that comes with the Pocket A3. We have a USB based battery charger, a set of 4 batteries in a case, a wireless dongle, USB retractable extension cable, headphones, CD, and if you have purchased an application, biofeedback application such as BioExplorer, there will be a security dongle as well, and the Pocket A3 itself. So there's a neck band that can connect to the pocket to allow the pocket to be worn around the neck, and that can offer some protection from it being dropped. So let's take a look at the batteries. 4 batteries. The pocket itself takes 2, so 2 can be on charge. It's generally an overnight charge, and the batteries then should last throughout the day. The batteries plug into the USB charger. Both batteries are pointing in the same direction, so check the positive sign on the battery. It's in the right way. And the other 2 batteries can plug into the rear of the Pocket A3. You may need to check that the batteries are charged prior to the first use. In the case of plugging the batteries into the back here, they are opposite polarity, so check that the positive side on the battery corresponds to the positive side on the case. Thus, now, you may have a shortage of USB ports on your computer. In that case, you may choose to invest in one of these mini hubs. It's a low-cost way of increasing the number of USB ports available to you. This one takes 1 port and expands it into 4. So here we see the wireless dongle being connected to the mini hub. Now, the USB ports on this PC are at the rear. We do require that the wireless dongle have direct line of sight to the pocket or the pendants, and therefore we provide this retractable USB extension cable to allow the wireless dongle to be brought to the front of the computer. This is a security dongle, in this case the security dongle for BioExplorer. Can take another of the USB ports, and the USB battery charger can take up 1/3 of the port. Note that the USB ports may or may not be powered when the computer is switched off, so be aware that for the charger to work overnight, that the USB port needs to be powered. May require leaving the computer on. This is the pendant range of products. We have the pendant NIR HEG, the pendant PIR HEG, and the pendant EEG, identified by the different types of connectors. The pendant EEG The pendant kits also come with a wireless dongle, a different style of USB based battery charger, and a 9-volt rechargeable battery. The USB based battery charger in this case is identified with a red light, but again we must note that it is required to have power to the USB port to be able to charge the battery, and on some computers that may require the computer to be left on. Electrodes for the pendant A3 kit. Typically there will be ear clip electrodes and scalp electrodes. For a full configuration that might require 3 ear clip electrodes, shown here, and 2 scalp electrodes. Ear clip electrodes, there's 1 for neutral, and there's one for each of the reference electrodes for the channels. Omni Prep is optional for cleaning the skin. We don't recommend it. 1020 conductive paste is mandatory, and here is a cotton bud that can be used to apply the conductive paste to the skin, the scalp, and then to the electrode, and then for the electrode to go to the scalp. This is the interface to the Pocket A3 for EEG. We can see channel 1 and channel 2 and a neutral or ground. The active is identified by the red electrode, the reference is black, and the ground is green. That's an extension adapter for the earlier A1 model. Okay, so connecting the first the neutral electrode. In this case it's a ear-clip electrode and could go to the left ear lobe. We then connect the reference electrode for channel 2, which can go to the right earlobe. And then the reference electrode for channel 1, which can go to the left electrode. Channel 1 nominally being the left hemisphere and channel 2 being the right hemisphere. If only, and now we're going to connect the active electrodes, those that go to the scalp. If only one channel is to be used, only 3 electrodes are required. It could be either channel 1 or channel 2, but we recommend to use channel 1 if using just one channel. And the neutral is always required. So this is showing the 5 electrodes that make up a 2-channel configuration. Okay, for the pendant EEG, again it's a similar arrangement. We have for 2-channel operation 5 electrodes. Channel 1 here is identified by the red electrode being the outermost electrode, and the outermost red and the adjacent black reference form channel 1. Again, we show some ear-clip electrodes. These electrodes can be shorter because the pendant is placed around the neck, and if you have shorter electrodes then you can minimize the potential for 50 or 60 Hz interference. Now if you're only using one channel, it is required that you use channel 1. So again we say that channel 1 on the pendant is identified by the outermost red electrode and the adjacent black reference electrode next to it. Here we're showing connecting in fact the 2 channels with 3 ear-clip electrodes and 2 scalp electrodes. Thus. Now if only one channel is to be used, again we say it needs to be channel 1, which is identified by the outermost red electrode. Thus. Okay, HEG. Here we show NIR, Near Infrared HEG, Herschel-Tumim system. It has a headband shown and a telephone style modular connector. The Pocket has 3 modalities, PIR, EEG and NIR. The NIR plugs into the third one there, the telephone adapter. Thus. NIR HEG for the pendant is similar. We have again a telephone style connector, and the same headband as used for the Pocket can be used for the pendant. The cable may be a little long. It can quite comfortably droop around the back of the head, and it should sit quite comfortably. PIR, Passive Infrared HEG, is identified by bright yellow connectors, and this is Jeff Carmen's system. Now the connector is in fact polarized. You can see that one of the pins is broader than the other. The Pocket again has 3 modalities. The Passive Infrared HEG is at one end, and just be careful that you select the right polarity in plugging in the connector. Thus. The pendant version of the PIR HEG again is identified by a bright yellow connector, And again, we have to highlight that the connector is polarized, so please just take a moment to identify which is the broader and which is the thinner pin. Thus. Okay, here we show the wireless dongle being connected to the PC, but as we said, it's not desirable to have it at the rear of the computer, so with the Velcro supplied, you can attach the Velcro to the side of your monitor or to the side of your screen. Attach the wireless dongle thus, and then connect it to the USB port via the retractable USB extension cable provided. Thus. Okay, for the installation of the software and the drivers for the wireless dongle, they're on the CD supplied. You plug that in. Now we can note here that we have a wireless dongle connected together with the red BioExplorer security dongle. We can notice the wireless dongle is flashing occasionally. That tells us what wireless channel it's on, and if it flashes once, that's channel 1. Now we're turning on the Pocket. When we turn on the Pocket, we'll see that the green light on the wireless dongle goes steadily on. That is telling us that it is indeed receiving a valid signal from the Pocket or the pendant. And if there are difficulties, it's always wise to check that first, that indeed you're getting a signal from the Pocket or the pendant. Again, it's flashing off once.